Good morning and welcome to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. Sheriff, we've got a great friend of the Sheriff's Office with us today, Sam Carter with Farm Share. You know, we've been doing these Farm Share distributions since you took office.
7 years
Absolutely.
we've been doing these, and I can tell you, there's such a need out there. When we first started this, you know, I thought that, okay, we'll have a lot of people come, a few people come that have the need, and then perhaps it'll just go to fizzle out.
Right.
But for 7 years, not only us, but all across our community, there are several food deserts in our community, and certainly Farm Share has stepped up and stepped into that role. And quite honestly, I don't know what we'd be doing in our community but for that effort, and others as well.
Absolutely. Well, you know, 7 years ago, Sheriff, when you started doing these, I think it was a little foreign of a concept for folks that a sheriff's office would be doing a food distribution.
Hey, they didn't realize that we were going to be all in with everything. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you're going to build community, you have to engage at every level and let the citizens know where there's a need. We, the elected officials and leaders of our community, have to step in and try to provide those services wherever they might be. And that's what this is all about our efforts, the Leon County Sheriff's Office, and this entire community, being all in to serve the citizens of our community, no matter where they are, or no matter who they are.
Right. And when we talk about crime, you know, certainly, you know, there are some people who just have bad intentions, unfortunately. But sometimes it's a crime of, you know, being desperate, and food is definitely one of those things that's a necessity for folks.
Well, I'll go back, Shauna, and say the anatomy of a homicide research that we did gave us clear line sight in terms of how these poverty issues, the lack of food, the lack of education, the lack of having a strong family nucleus, all those things impact crime in our community. And that's why it's so important that our citizens understand what we're doing. And certainly it's important that our staff and the members of the Leon County Sheriff's Office and law enforcement in general understand what this is all about.
Well, we're going to dig into it today. You know, Farm Share's done a lot of great work, and they've got a lot of wonderful initiatives that they are working on. So we're going to share a lot of that information.
All right, I'm ready to talk to Sam.
Absolutely. Well, be sure to stick around. Coming up, Florida's largest independent food bank is on a mission to end hunger. We'll be right back.
Good morning, I'm Deputy Davis Clark with Leon County Sheriff's Office School Resource Unit, here with your Safety Tip Tuesday.
Hurricane season has started and lasts until November 30th. It is imperative you be prepared and stay informed both before and after a hurricane strikes. Don't wait until disaster strikes. Start planning now. The plan should include steps to take before, during, and after the storm. Don't wait until the last minute to get fuel. Staying prepared will reduce the strain on fuel distribution and will help ensure that fuel is available as needed. If your home was damaged in the storm and is in need of repair, check each contractor's address, license, and complaint history by calling the Department of Business and Professional Regulation or by visiting their website at myfloridalicense.com. Remember, your food and water may be negatively impacted by floodwaters and power outages. Stock up on non-perishable food items and water and store them in a safe place.
And that's your safety tip. Have a great day.
Start your new career as a corrections officer at one of the state's most innovative agencies, the Leon County Sheriff's Office.
When I left the academy, my training never stopped.
Work with state-of-the-art technology.
You can make a lot of money at a very young age.
Starting pay is $50,000 a year with amazing benefits.
Firearms, taser, driving training.
A better work-life balance with more time off.
They're going to sponsor you through the academy and pay you while you're there.
Join the family. Apply today at leoncountyso.com.
In today's society, kindness can sometimes feel hard to find.
Like a purple unicorn.
Cyberbullies hide behind keyboards.
Road rage can accelerate quickly.
And gun violence
has taken our loved ones.
But we can all work to tip the scales of kindness.
Put down the weapons and think before you act.
Pay for someone else's order at the drive-thru.
Offer to pick up groceries for an elderly person.
Or just write a kind note and pass it on.
Find ways to spread kindness.
Spread kindness.
Spread kindness.
Difunde amabilidad.
Spread kindness.
So let's go all in
and spread kindness.
The
Leon County Sheriff's Office is the proud recipient of the 2023 International Association of Chiefs of Police SIMSI Leadership in Law Enforcement Research Award for their groundbreaking work on the anatomy of a homicide research project. This award recognizes law enforcement agencies that demonstrate excellence in conducting and using research to improve police operations and public safety. The Anatomy of a Homicide Research Project, a commitment to understanding crime, developing strategies based on evidence, and ultimately shaping a safer Leon County. Congratulations to Sheriff Walt McNeil and the dedicated team at the Leon County Sheriff's Office for setting the standard in law enforcement research.
Welcome back. You've seen their trucks unloading tons of food for people in need. Joining us now is Sam Carter with FarmShare. Sam, tell us all about FarmShare.
Well, FarmShare is a nonprofit here in the state of Florida that provides handout food for communities that are in need, and we are open-handed donation agency, so we only give out the foods that we get from grocers and distributors and farmers throughout the state of Florida. And then we find places in our community such as churches and food deserts and people in our community that really want to serve and help their folks that live there, their community, their neighbors, and we help them figure out a way to provide food for them.
Sam, how did you get started with FarmShare?
Well, I'm from a community that's a food desert. I'm from the Greater Bond community, and Gibbs Mabry has a village over that have folks with disabilities where they can't get out on their own, and a lot of them are homebound. So I started out by trying to help one of my buddies get some grocery, and went to a couple of the grocery stores and started, collecting things. And then they told me about this wonderful agency of FarmShare. So I went out and met with Dave and the guys that are out there at the agency. And through Pastor Gary Montgomery and Living Stones, we started distributions here in the local area. And from that point on, I've now just become that guy who helps out with the calendar and making sure that folks in our community that are in need can get access to FarmShare trucks.
Yeah, Sam, would you explain to our audience more about how do we get those foods?
Well, we have farmers that are a part of our co-op that they call and say, hey, we have a bunch of 3s or 4s or food that the grocery stores will not take or have rejected because they may be too small or have a small blemish of some sort, and then they kick those things back, and those farmers, instead of running back over it and putting it back down for fertilizer or throwing it away, they call us and say, hey, we have a load of groceries that if you guys can get here, we'll get it. And then we also get calls from Walmart and grocers that have food that are getting close to date or at date that may be close to that best sell by date, and they want to get that rotation out of their coolers. So they try to figure out a way to get that stuff out to the community, and they know through FarmShare, by making those donations to us, that we have the access points that we can get food out to grocery stores before it goes bad and get that stuff from the grocers so that people in need can have access to those foods for free.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for your leadership, Sam, and getting all this done. Now, Leon County Sheriff's Office, we have our FarmShares, and you guys come out and assist, and I'm always amazed looking around the number of persons that come to the Sheriff's Office when you guys show up with the food trucks. How much is the need in our community? I'm just amazed. How big is that need?
Well, the Bible tells us that the poor will be amongst us always.
Yeah.
We're not going to solve that problem.
Yeah.
So the need is just that great. No matter, if I was to bring 1 truck, we still need 2. Yeah. If I bring 2 trucks, we would need 3. Like, the need is just that vast. We have distributions that are for up to 300 families at some of them, but we do distributions that feed 1,500 or more families at one time in a location. And we serve, from my area, just from the Gaston County warehouse that we have, I serve from Pensacola to Tampa. So we don't just do here locally in Tallahassee. We have trucks that go all over the place, and I'm all over the communities, and we try to find those small niche communities that don't have very much food in that area, grocery stores, and we try to get this out to agencies and churches that want to be in the humanitarian feeding families business, and that's what we do. Well,
you're doing a fantastic job. So if we got people out there watching today, how can they learn more about FarmShare, and how can they help?
Well, if they go to farmshare.org, they can get on the website and they see where the distributions are at. We have a local calendar that's on there. We have access to volunteer applications, so if you would like to volunteer and come out and help out with that, you can as well. And then we also have just call Sam, and get in touch with me at FarmShare and let me know what it is that you're trying to do. Send me an email at sam@farmshare.org, and I'll always respond and try to figure out how we can work together as a community partner. And we just try our best to make sure that folks, one, know where distributions are going to be. So every month that calendar is there. I update it, I keep it up. And then we also try to always recruit in new agencies that are in the Feeding Families business. It's not enough for the ones that are just with us now. We can always use more help, more volunteers, and more service points.
Man, fantastic, Sam. Thanks, Sam. Still ahead, Sam is coming back to talk about his nonprofit, Carter's Corner, and how they're helping youth in our community. Stay tuned.
In times of stress such as quarantine, what goes on behind closed doors can be terrifying, but you don't have to suffer in silence. Help is here. Love is not controlling. Love is not frightening, and love is not violent. Love is respect. If you need assistance or just want to talk, we are here. In Florida, call the Domestic Abuse Hotline at 800-500-1119 to speak to someone in your area. Or for more information, email the Domestic Violence Coordinating Council at dvcctally@gmail.com.
We're back with Sam Carter from FarmShare, Food Distribution Coordinator. But Sam, you have another passion as well. Talk about Carter's Corners.
Man, how long we got? I can talk about Carter's Corner all day because I truly do live it. Our nonprofit, we serve families, we serve youth and families, and we provide wraparound services to those youth. We also work with dads through our 24/7 Dads program. And our programs is just designed to, provide help to families. We work with the kids in those households that are athletes that like to work with sports.
Okay.
And our capture to that is we teach kids non-traditional sport careers. Everybody's not going to play and everybody's not going to coach. Somebody's got to get the field prepared, open up the stadium, get the concessions open, clean the bathrooms, clean up after the event, print the tickets, all of those different things that a lot of people don't generally think about for a career. We provide those access points to kids through non-traditional sport settings.
Sam, talk to our audience about what got you started to organize your Carter's Corner.
Well, I am one of the kids that I try to serve and help. I was one of those kids that constantly stayed in trouble throughout my days, and through sports and activities and coaches and men in the community that sowed into my life, I was able to bounce back and provide a positive outlook on things for kids in my community. I'm from Bond. I went to Bond, Nims, Pineview, and Oak Ridge, and over in those areas and trying to help these kids out, and also Rickards High School and Fairview and all of the schools on the south side. We try to work together with these kids and families to make sure that they have access to quality education, good information, and a better life. And I tell kids all the time, if you want a better life, don't make better decisions, change your choices. If you got bad choices in your life, then you're going to probably make some bad decisions. So we try to give these kids another access to outside of playing through, working in the world of sports and athletics, doing something that they love, being around the game that they love. And, that's one of the things that we do to try to help these kids through that. And, I'm just one of those kids that was blessed to get out of the community in an unscathed manner, not through just life lessons, but also not being dead or in prison.
Oh, you go.
So for me to come back home and be able to give back to kids in my community and help families and help the men in my community is just a blessing.
Sam, talk about some of your current initiatives that you've got going on through Carter's Corner.
Well, our Good Sports program, where we started a sports academy, we are now listed and registered as a private school in the state of Florida.
Congratulations.
So, yes, sir. So we actually have a private school setting where we teach kids about non-traditional sport jobs. We have our initiative, Dads Change Diapers, too.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've been going around to different restaurants, barbershops, and places that don't have changing tables for babies in the men's restroom. And we've been telling the owners, hey, if you want a changing table, I have contractors and guys that come in and put that changing table in. We'll pay for the table. You just let us know that you are interested in doing so. And we're also working with Career Source to start an employability and job building skill program here with Carter's Corner. Our 24/7 Dads program, we have weekly classes that help men learn more about being, dad and how to be better dad. And some of us are better granddads than we were dads. So, that's one of the things that we're trying to do, iron sharpen iron type workshops with these guys. And then some of our other things that we do are always in the fundraising department. I'm always trying to get folks to sow into what we do because we are a nonprofit here in the community and we work and operate strictly off of donations and funding that we can get, through our services.
Okay, so you got an opportunity. What can you say what do you need from our community?
Well, we need support. We need people to come out and, not just to sow into, through monetary donations and things of that nature that you can go through carterscorner.org and give and be a giver. But we also need, just the support from people to help us with building partnerships with our men and our guys and our dads so that we can have job placements and things of that nature, have access points for our kids to utilize for the activities that we do, and just open arms from our community to support what we do. So if you have an idea, if you have a resource that you're thinking of how to put into use, give Carter's Corner a call, give me a call, shoot me an email at carterscorner@me.com and let me know what it is that you're trying to do in the community, and let's see how we can work together. And that's what I need from people to do, help me where you work, worship, and play.
Well, thank you so much for all the work you're doing, man. You're doing an outstanding job. Up next in our Deputy on Duty, Operation Spring Cleaning, how our investigators are going after sexual predators who target children. Stay tuned.
At the Florida Sheriff's Association, we are able to serve our sheriffs and Floridians thanks to our members' support. The FSA Member Perks program was created to give back to our members for all that they do. Members enjoy savings on restaurants, vacations, golf courses, car rentals, healthcare, movie tickets, theme parks, online shopping, and more. With over 300,000 offers, you'll always find ways to save. To learn more or to join the Florida Sheriff's Association, visit fsamemberperks.org.
I don't get it.
My name is Tyler Epstein, and I am a lieutenant with the Leon County Sheriff's Office. Operation Spring Cleaning was a collaboration, multi-jurisdictional between multiple law enforcement agencies here in North Florida at the state, local, and federal level. It was an operation that employed several undercover detectives operating on the internet to detect individuals trying to prey on our children. It had been over 10 years since we've done an operation of this magnitude. It takes a lot of logistical framework to get an operation of this size in place, but we saw a need and an importance to have an operation of this size for our area because it had been some time. It takes anywhere from 9 to 10 months to plan an operation of this magnitude. We employ well over 45 to 50 individuals during the course of the operation each night. It involves a collaboration of multi-jurisdictional agencies from FDLE to TPD to Homeland Security to FBI to undertake such a magnitude of this operation, and it was hugely successful. You have to have a passion to do this job. It's something that I take away every night that I come to work. I know that I'm doing one bit of good for our community. The members of the ICAC unit are very passionate individuals because they unfortunately have to deal with the worst of the worst in our world. These are the individuals that prey on our children. ICAC is a very proactive unit within the Sheriff's Office that looks to detect individuals who are trying to prey on our most vulnerable resources, which is our children. So it is very satisfying when we know what we have done has put at least one person, but not one person, but multiple people behind bars.
Start your new career as a corrections officer at one of the state's most innovative agencies, the Leon County Sheriff's Office.
When I left the academy, my training never stopped.
Work with state-of-the-art technology.
You can make a lot of money at a very young age.
Starting pay is $50,000 a year with amazing benefits.
Firearms, taser, driving training.
A better work-life balance with more time off.
They're going to sponsor you through the academy and pay you while you're there.
Join the family. Apply today at leoncountyso.com.
In today's society, kindness can sometimes feel hard to find.
Like a purple unicorn.
Road rage can accelerate quickly.
And gun violence
has taken our loved ones.
But we can all work to tip the scales of kindness.
Spread kindness.
Difunde amabilidad.
Spread kindness.
So let's go all in
and spread kindness.
Download the Leon County Sheriff's Office mobile app right now. Our mobile app makes it easier than ever to report a crime and get important safety alerts. You can also see who's been booked at the Leon County Detention Facility and follow reported crimes in your neighborhood, all in one convenient location in the palm of your hands. Download LCSO Connect right now. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play by searching LCSO Connect.
Welcome back to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. And Sheriff, when we talk about going after, people who break the law, I think right at the top of that list are people who target children for sex crimes.
Absolutely. I can tell you there's one group of persons involved in crime that really gets on the nerves of anybody in law enforcement. That's folks who are after our kids and our communities. And quite honestly, we've seen an uptick in that kind of behavior. With the advent of so much technology now, you can be in New York and actually be engaged in talking on the phone or having a text messages back and forth with children. And some of these folks know that they're in fact interacting with kids. Absolutely. And they're pretending to be adults. I'm sorry, pretending to be children who are adults. And we've got to make sure that we are focused on that. And I am extremely happy about our ICAC unit.
Yes.
That's focused on going out and finding these folks. We kind of got some help from the I-10 corridor. We found out that we had some sex traffickers coming through I-10 up into those hotels in that area, and we've had tremendous assistance from the neighbors in the communities there. Yes. And from the hotels industry there as well, and we're making a big dent. And I think our citizens will be really happy to see the kind of effort we put together to drive these folks out of our community, not just at the Leon County Sheriff's Office, but all of our law enforcement partners. Yes. Working together to deal with this just tremendously insidious problem in our community.
Yeah, they are doing great work indeed. And then Sam Carter talking about all of the things that he's working on in our community. It's wonderful.
Sam, I tell you, he is a jewel. We are lucky to have a man like Sam Carter in our community who not only works with Farm Share and trying to feed people, but tries to work with the next generation of young people in our community to try to keep them out of harm's way and out of prison, quite honestly.
Yeah, really, really important stuff. Another great show.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you back here next week.